Hello, everybody. I think it is. Hello, 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 hello. I honestly don't know if my mic is working or not. Probably should have checked that earlier. Okay, there's an input somewhere. Okay, there we go. Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be working on some mini paintings. I'm really just trying to stock up for Comic Con, and usually I would make like a bunch of a lot of different stuff, honestly, like anime stuff and pop culture stuff. But honestly, I really need to make some more animals because it's like every time I paint an animal, it's gone the next day or like the next week. So I'm trying to stock up on some animals ready. And it's been a while since I painted some magnets. These are just like flat panels, but I attach magnets to the back of them because people ask about magnets a lot of the time, and so I figure why not expand my magnet uh, inventory as well as my animal inventory. All three, I'm painting the backgrounds right now. All three of them have like a grassy sort of background or like a leafy sort of background. So I'm just doing that right now to knock it out. I keep measuring success, but I'm doing it with their rulers. But depending on how fast I paint these, I might paint some more. Right now, I'm thinking an elephant, a bunny, and maybe like a tropical bird. I think I'm going to start with the elephant. But how are you guys doing today? Let me know in the comments. Are you having a good day? Did you have a good spring break? If you went on spring break, I know my nieces and nephews they enjoyed their spring break. I did use them as guinea pigs for some juniors classes that I'm trying to do this summer. Um, they did okay until they started doing their own things, and then some of the logic of the painting didn't make, that make sense. Because we were doing like a mountain scene, and then my eldest nephew he decided to add snow to it, but it was like not a snow scene. Like the grass and stuff was very much alive, but he wanted to add snowflakes, and so that his sisters followed in his footsteps. I was just like, okay, guys. I did tell them it was their world and they could do what they wanted, and that was probably the wrong bit of encouragement. Because some of the logic, you know, things do need to make sense logically, but they're kids and they enjoyed being guinea pigs. So I had fun with them. This is a general elephant shape, right? I'm gonna let that dry just a tiny bit before I do more stuff to it. I don't know why I'm trying to like move so fast today, but it's just been one of those days. So I've been yeah, it's just been one of those days. So I needed to paint today to like relax, but I think I'm still feeling like the anxiety and the anxiousness of the day, but I haven't really gotten to that. Oh, this is supposed to calm me type thing yet. I think it'll settle in eventually, or maybe I'll just be panic mode painting today. Who knows? Okay, got some bunny like shapes in here. Back to the elephant now. Try and carve out some of those, some of that bone structure and some highlights and shadows, stuff like that. You know, it's funny because I've been making people portraits way longer than I've been doing animal portraits, right? But I feel like it's so much easier to just look at something and just like carve out an animal and just be like, yep, that's a bunny, that's an elephant, that's a lion. Like I feel like it's so much easier for my brain to process the planes and shadows and stuff on animals than it is for people, even though I've been making people so much longer than I have animals. I don't know what it is. I just feel like I have such an easier time. Maybe because a part of me is like, well, if this elephant doesn't look exactly like that elephant, it's not a big deal. But if like a portrait of a person doesn't look like a person, then it's like, oh no, I have to fix this. I have to change this. This is wrong. This is wrong. This just feels a bit more free and loose. And people is like, well, no, I have to do this. I have to make this look like whoever, you know. I've been live for like what, 12 minutes, and I've already gotten this much done. I don't know. I think I need to find some sort of way to hack my brain so that people portraits. Hey, Miss Fortune 500! It's been a while. How have you been? Yeah, as I was saying, I feel like I need to find a way to like hack my brain so that um, people portraits just seem as easy as animals. You've been good, just working. I understand. I understand. Touch of magenta. Almost got picked. Almost was not on. Have you been enjoying this crazy Michigan weather we keep having? Because jumping 40 degrees every day, up or down, is really messing with my sinuses. Yes, I had to cut my heat back on. Yeah, it's wild. Weather is absolutely wild. When there was a tornado warning on Saturday, I was like, I haven't seen a tornado warning in such a long time. I feel like when I was a kid, there would be like tornado warnings all the time. And we we lived in a trailer park back then, and we was just like, well, we ain't got no basement. If it comes, it comes. If we die, we die. We're gonna be with Jesus. Like that was just like the general attitude. 'Cause it was there wasn't like any places that we could like actually like go. And there's like one room in our house that didn't have like any windows. And so the tornado warning happened. I was like, oh, reminds me of childhood. I was indoor grilling. I just kept on. It's like if it comes, it comes. I'm gonna finish this chicken and potatoes before I die. it was crazy because, like, that morning, I had a book signing at a coffee shop in Rochester, and, like, the weather like, it was rainy, and then it, like, cleared up, and then, after the book signing, I went home, did some chores, and then started on dinner, and then the rain and the wind was happening. I was like, "Okay, whatever, Michigan. Pure Michigan." Like, I'm getting a little too much purple into its skin. I think I need to put some black in there to desaturate it just a tiny bit. And then yesterday it was snowing. On Sunday there was hail. If there's one thing Michigan's gonna do, is be dramatic. I feel like these colors are a tiny bit crazy, but I kinda like them. I kinda like all the different I don't know. It feels a little bit more whimsical this way. I might leave the whimsy. I feel like I don't have enough whimsy in my artwork sometimes. Did you have a good Easter, Miss Fortune 500? There we go. Got some of that droopy skin in there now. A little more leathery. Leather, leathery. That's the word I was looking for. Now to the bunny. I really need to clean this palette because like most of this is just like stuck on paint. I would have to soak it for days probably though. Just trying to outline the bunny's face a little bit more. And get some highlights in so I know where to pay attention to. And just put it all down there. And the outline about right there. I might have to adjust some stuff, but it is the general. Oh, she's into that. Okay. Any plans for the summer? My birthday is in June, so I'll do something around there. But as far as other summer plans, I do plan on doing like some intro to um like hosting some like intro to watercolor, intro to acrylic classes for like teens and kids. I'll probably like do like a teens at one point in the day and then a kids at another point in the day, just so you know there won't be like 10-year-olds being annoyed by 16-year-olds or 16-year-olds being annoyed by 10-year-olds. You know. Yep, I got a June birthday. I definitely want to do more classes this summer and the upcoming year as well. 'Cause I do classes now, but they're few and far in between. I would just like to. I love to teach people to paint. I love painting, but I love teaching as well. Like I love teaching in general, whether it's about something biblical or historical or something art related. My sister keeps telling me that I missed my calling because whenever I'm with her kids, she says I should have been a kindergarten teacher. And I'm just like, yeah, but I'm a youth pastor, so I get to. I'm teaching kids of all ages, and it's not like I just see them for a year and then they're gone forever from my life. I mean, our church isn't that big, so I don't have like a bunch of kids to teach and look after, but it's along the same vibe, you know? I have to move this eye a little bit to the left and a little higher. It made me so happy on this past Easter Sunday because pastor had all the different ministers to come down and he preached like a traditional like Easter Sunday sermon, but he had all the ministers come down and he's like, if there's anything in your life you pray for, just you know go up to one of our ministers and they'll pray with you and pray for you, whatever you need. And so everyone was going to like all the other ministers, and I was just basically standing there alone. And then the kids started lining up, and then they just like wanted prayer all at the same time, and I was just like, okay. And so I was just like holding hands with them, and one girl started. She was my niece. I was praying for them that they would do well in school and that they good grades in this year and the next year. And my niece in the middle of prayer corrects me, and she goes, "I don't get grades yet." I'm just like, I said this year and the next year, Serena. She's like, okay, but I don't get graded yet. I'm like, okay, okay, I understand. You're in kindergarten, but next year you will get grades. I'm still asking Jesus that you would be a good student, that you be a hard worker. She's like, how's she gonna correct me? Well, I'm in the middle of praying for her. Kids say the darndest things. They sure do. They sure do. And my sister's kids, they're so blunt that they don't know when they're being disrespectful. But their mother, she's really blunt, and she was like that as a kid too. She would get in trouble all the time, and she'd be like, "Why am I in trouble? I'm just saying what I think. I'm just saying what I think." They're like, "Okay, but Angelina, it's the way that you're saying it." And so now I'm going through the same thing again, but it's her kids. I'm screaming. I love them kids though. I love them so much. And helping babysit and teach them has definitely taught me a thing or two about the future when and if I have kids. Like I gotta got some practice in. My sister's kids remind me so much of her. Yeah, it's nice to have those experiences. There'll be so many times where I'm just like staring at my nieces and nephews, and they'll be like, "What are you looking at?" I'm sorry. And it's like, "I'm sorry. You look so much like your mama." And her second son, Noah, he got a little bit of a temper. Like, like I don't know why this 4-year old is a little hood, but he got a little bit of some hood, a little bit of a thug in him. But he ready to swing on somebody in an instant. And so we constantly have to remind him like use your words, not your hands. facts. It's like regrowing up with your siblings through their kids. It is. It is. It's gonna be so strange when they're taller than me. Because their eldest, he's almost my height, and he's 10, and I'm only 5'3". So when they, I don't know what I'm gonna do when they're taller than me and sassing me and challenging my authority. Might have to do one of those Black Widow moves and like flip in the air and get him by the neck, throw him down. I'm kidding. I'm not that flexible. I'm not that flexible. Okay, I think I got a good spot for the eye. Yeah, that's better. I think I had it right before. Okay. Get this fur looking a little bit more like fur. I love like the random brushes you can find in Michael's. It's a brush like this where it's like split. It's great for doing grass. It's great for doing fur. I mean, I like doing like one piece at a time sometimes, but you need to cover either like a large area or just save on time. A brush like this is really great for that. Yeah, Michael's is still around. There's like two near me. Or rather, I'm like kind of in between two different ones. But yeah, Michael's is still around. It's sad seeing Joanne's fabrics gone though. I mean, I didn't go in Joanne's that much, but it's just sad seeing the places you shopped at as like a kid or a teen just going out of business. I really miss the days of like Blockbuster and like video rental places like that. You can't even find a red box nowhere anymore. We sure are still using red box, even with all the streaming platforms. Yep, the vending machine with DVDs. And I hate that everything is digital now because it's just like, well, what if they just decide one day to not have that thing available streaming anywhere or digitally anywhere? Because I worry about that sometimes about games that I play. I'm just like, I don't have a physical copy of this. 'Cause there was like some stuff in the PlayStation store that they just got rid of like completely, and people were upset about it. And there was nothing that you could do because the content was 100% digital. I feel like this bunny's a little funny shaped, but it's okay. This looks more like a bunny toy than a actual rabbit, but it's getting there. But I used to love going to, I think it was called Family Video. Family Video. You could rent movies, you could rent video games there, VHS, DVDs. It was right near the trailer park that we grew up near, and we would walk there. Um, my mom and my two older sisters, we would walk there because there was like a pizza shop too. So we would walk and we would get pizza. We would go to the dollar store and get some candy, and then we'd go and we'd pick out some movies to watch over the weekend. Because usually on the weekends, my dad he took the older siblings out with him when he would like go evangelize or go like preach other places. He would take them, and so my mom would do like special stuff with us because we weren't traveling because you know we were young kids and had homework and stuff like that. But it was just such a nice and fun experience, just perusing through the DVDs and the VHSs, trying to find a movie that you could watch. I don't think we would rent like 5 movies at a time. Usually there'd be like something that was like a horror movie for my mama, and then like a kiddie film, like a family film, like and then like an action film or like a war film or something like that. It was just a real nice time, and I miss those sorts of experiences, like physically picking up a movie, reading the back of it, seeing who directed it, what actors are in it, and then taking it home and then bringing it. It was oh, simpler times. Radio Shack was the Best Buy before Best Buy happened. I remember I found the Last Dollar Show in Allen Park years ago before it was closed. That was my low key spot. Man, I haven't been to a dollar show in so long. There was one. I don't. I don't know if I had ever been to one in Michigan, but my sisters and I we were in Atlanta for some sort of um, women's preaching conference thing. I was like 14, 15 at the time, and the other ones are the one closest in age to me is 3 years older than me, so she was like 17, and then the others were in their 20s, random numbers in their 20s. But after the conference was all like said and done, we had went and there was a dollar theater, and we saw it had Penn Badgley. What's it was like the stepfather or step something like that. But it was like the premise of the movie was um, this mom had this new husband shortly after her husband had died, and he was like secretly one of the FBI's most wanted, and he was like a serial killer. So it's like it was a thriller, but We saw it at the Dollar Theater, and it was one of the most fun experiences. It was just it felt like the whole theater was like related or like family or something. 'Cause people was just real comfortable, just like talking in like like shouting at the theater and like stuff like that. And I don't. It was just like a real cozy experience. Like nobody was fighting, and the theater was like clean and stuff like that. It was my only experience with a dollar theater, and it was one of my favorite experiences. Now you're invested in that movie. Let me see if I can find the actual name. So, it might be like the stepfather and stepdad or somebody. Yep, it what okay. It's called The Stepfather and it came out in 2009. So that was that was a long time ago. That was almost 20 years ago. Oh my gosh. Oh no. I'm having those experiences now. I always used to make fun of my mom and dad when they'd be like, "Oh yeah, it wasn't that long ago. It was in 1980 something." It's just like you realize your eldest daughter was born in 1981, right? Like, well, now I'm like, "Oh yeah, that wasn't that long ago when it was 2009." Ooh. Yes, I remember this movie. Never saw it though. It's a nice little, you know, Saturday night popcorn thriller. It's not like Oscar worthy or anything, but it's a good time. I too big. Whatever. It's cute. It's a cute little bunny. I'm not gonna fret if it's not 1,000% accurate. These two, and then I think I said I was doing a bird for the third one. I have no idea. What kind of bird is this? I just like found a picture and I was like, Tina, it was nice catching up with you. I'm gonna take a work tonight. Take care. All right, enjoy your nap. Get your rest. It was really nice talking to you. I have no idea what type of bird this is. However, I think it's cute. I like the expression on its face. So this is what we're going with. little birdie is standing on just like a small twig. I think our birdie is coming along pretty good. Yes, I need to adjust some things. The eye isn't quite in the right spot. I'm just gonna add some plumage around to reshape it. And then got little bird feet. Not highlights. Two. All right. There we go. It's a little better. The old chubby birdie. I think he's a cutie. No idea what species of bird he is. He's a bird. I know there's a million different types, and they have a very funny name sometimes, but I have no idea what bird this is. I'm gonna do some touch-ups on some stuff. I think I made it look too rodent-like right there. But I hope you guys enjoyed our mini paintings for today. Like I said, these will be magnets. They will have they'll have magnets attached to the back of them. And so they'll not be under the normal section on my site where the animals are. They'll be under the magnet section. But I hope you guys had a wonderful time chilling with me and watching me paint tiny, tiny things. It was a good time. It was a real good time. If you guys want to check out my artwork, you can go to tinastextportraits.com. If you're on Twitch, it is in my bio that you can link for it, or if you are on YouTube, it's in the video description. Thank you guys so much for hanging with me while I make things. I appreciate you guys' time, and yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. All right, goodbye.